Welcome to the backyard, folks. My name is Cosmo, and if I can cook, so can you. Today, we're going to be trimming up a brisket, getting it ready for season. Part one of a multi-video series. We're just going to focus on the trim today. I'm going to go grab a brisket, sharpen my knife. See you guys at the cutting board in just a second. So what we have is a full Packer USDA Prime brisket from Costco. Opening it up, you're going to search for this big old piece of fat right here and just slice right along there, so that way you don't make any big gouges into the meat section of this. Get rid of the bag. Whoa, easy girl. So with a nice sharp knife, we're gonna get to working on this brisket. It's got some weird gouges in here. That's unfortunate. But first thing we're gonna tackle is this big old hunk of fat right here. It's got a natural seam that wants to come out, so we'll just start helping it out. We're going to eventually get rid of most of this anyway, so hacking at it right now a little bit. We're not going to use any of this fat, and it'll be much better rendered down into beef tallow. Once again, nothing but fat. That we might pay a little more attention to later, but let's flip it over and start looking at this top side. It's a pretty oddly shaped brisket, and the butcher's already been kind enough to scalp it for us, so that's generous. First thing we're gonna tackle is this big old hunk of fat right here. Just gonna scoop down with our knife, make a sharp turn right where the meat starts, right where the point starts to meet the flap. Just gonna go straight down, then scoop out. And look at that, nothing but fat. Next thing is a little controversial, but I like to get rid of this whole mohawk here. This is gonna be much better in burgers than it is gonna do on a brisket, because in a smoker all this is gonna do is burn up. So I'm gonna aim to get everything about as flat as I can. Just gonna go straight across and then round it down the back. And there we go. Whole pocket of fat here, so we could just start taking that right down. And as you come down, you just kind of swoop over. And you see there's a lot of fat in here. Edge is all scraggly and funky looking, all oxidized. So what I'm gonna do is probably follow this line here, since that's where that big scalp is, and I'm gonna come around, start here, and just make a big old cut. And now I can see how much fat I got to work with, and this thing is fatty. Good night. So I got some trimming to do. So now we're going to make the cut that pretty much terrifies everybody. And we're going to follow along this line here. And we're going to get rid of this thin flappy section and just make a nice gentle swoop. Right here is where it gets thick. So here we go. This knife is not as sharp as I'd like it to be. So that is step one of cooking a brisket. Got a good basic trim on there. Got rid of a lot of excess fat and stuff that would just dry up or not be usable. Now we can maximize this whole brisket tip to tip. It's all going to be sliceable, usable bites. All right, check out part 2 on seasoning. Should be coming up soon.